Rylan Clark risked upsetting BBC bosses by telling worst sexual story on Rob Rinder trip. Rylan Clark has revealed that he went on a date with a man who looked like Pat Butcher, leading him to tell a rude story that definitely never made it into his BBC documentary with Rob Rinder. Rylan Clark paired up with his good friend Robert Judge Rinder for a Venetian escapade as part of their Grand Tour series on BBC Two, where they immersed themselves in Venice's renowned art scene, dipped into its celebrated glass-blowing heritage on the island of Murano, and indulged in some notorious Venetian pleasures. Interestingly, Rylan went on a date during the trip, but swiftly realized there was no spark, quipping that his date resembled Pat Butcher, so he decided to just remain friends. Speaking on the Talk Art podcast, Rylan shared with hosts Russell Tovey and Robert Diamond, "It's not repeatable on the podcast," he said, admitting to reciting his worst-ever sexual encounter story about 10 minutes into the date, because I wasn't interested. He continued, "This guy was a lovely bloke, but I thought if it, we'll just be mates. Obviously, it never made the series because I think the BBC would have simply panicked." Meanwhile, Rob shed light on some spicy yet less-known aspects of Venice's past, including how its iconic gondolas were once a haunt for the world's oldest profession. Rylan amusedly pointed out the city's lackluster nightlife, suggesting visitors bring a companion since Venice shuts down at 11 p.m., and, as he joked, there is no to to be had. Rylan has openly admitted he's on the lookout for love, mentioning that his friend Rob is also back on the market. "We've both been through painful divorces recently and are ready for the next chapter," he shared. The 34-year-old X Factor contestant opened up about how the end of his marriage to Big Brother 14's Dan Neal plunged him into a downward spiral.